Great Nigerian workers. Great Nigerian workers. Greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Labor and Employment, Senator Victor Ume, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Williams, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ms. On this historic occasion, marking the International Workers' Day, otherwise known as May Day, which is also coming on the heels of the centenary celebrations of the International Labour Organization. These two events have far-reaching significance for workers in particular and for the world of work in general. One defined and regulated world of work through the international labor standards, and the other established the protection of the fundamental rights and dignity of the working people. These critical events have over the years defined employment relations globally. Another uniqueness of this year's international labor, this year's celebrations, is that the ILO, the International Labour Organization, as part of its arrangements towards the celebration of its centenary, gave member states the opportunity to select their country themes in the spirit of the centenary. It is in recognition of this that our country chose the theme for this year's May Day celebrations as, I quote, another 100 years of struggle for jobs, dignity, and social justice in Nigeria, end of quote. You may recall that at the attainment of independence, we became a member of the International Labour Organization. The early decision to join the ILO was predicated on the strong conviction that the International Labour Organization and international labor standards as formulated by the ILO since its inception in 1999 aimed at promoting opportunities for decent and productive work under conditions of freedom, equity, security, and dignity was imperative in building a viral, strong workforce, which our young country at that time needed for its rapid socio-economic development. It is for this reason that the centenary celebration of the ILO is both emotive and sentimental for us as a nation, and in particular for workers. It is of utmost importance to our country in the development and implementation of labor-related policies, action plans and programs to tackle child labor, forced labor, modern slavery, and human trafficking. Recently, the ILO also collaborated with Nigeria in her affirmation as a member of Pathfinder countries on the elimination of child labor, forced labor, modern slavery, and human trafficking. Pathfinder countries are pioneer countries of Alliance 8.7 who have decided to pool resources together and channel the same towards the achievement of Target 8.7 Sustainable Development Goals. We shall ask and request the ILO to support further. In addition, the ILO conventions, especially those ratified by our country, have been useful in the formulation of our national labor legislations and policies that govern employment and employment relations and good conduct of industrial relations in general. I am optimistic that we shall continue to leverage on these collaborations to further strengthen our labor institutions, update labor legislations and policies in tandem with international best practices, as well as foster stronger ties among social partners in the coming years. Comrades, I'm also convinced that the careful selection of the theme is a reflection of our collective commitment to job creation, to protection of workers of the rights of workers, their dignity, and also promoting social justice in our country as espoused in various provisions of our Constitution. For this administration, the theme, another 100 years of struggle for jobs, dignity, and social justice in Nigeria, is not just a headline for this May Day celebration. We truly believe that the Nigerian citizen, especially those at the bottom of the pyramid, must be the central focus of all economic planning and budgeting. Their welfare and the well-being of all of these Nigerians who work every day, who render honest service every day, is the true benchmark of our commitment as government and as a people to social justice and the dignity of all Nigerians. We'll continue to commit ourselves to the cause of improving the lot of every working Nigerian and providing for those who cannot work. In this regard, the new national minimum wage, which Mr. President signed into law a few days ago, shall be fully implemented by the current administration. Let us once again express our deep appreciation to the leadership of the Nigerian workers for the understanding and maturity shown during and after the negotiations of the new national minimum wage. We shall continue to provide the enabling environment for higher productivity, for industrial peace and harmony, as well as a congenial atmosphere for effective collective bargaining amongst trade unions and employers, while also protecting the fundamental rights and other lawful rights of Nigerian people, especially persons who are at work. At the just concluded general elections, Nigerians and indeed Nigerian workers gave our administration another mandate to govern them. We shall reciprocate this electoral gesture by focusing on the critical issues that will advance speedily and improve the quality of the lives and livelihoods of Nigerians. These include the building of infrastructure, roads, rail, hydroelectric power, and also reforming key driving sectors of the national economy in order to put our country on a path of sustainable economic growth and prosperity. We're especially committed to changing the narrative in the power sector. Today, that sector, after it was privatized, still remains challenged in delivering power to many Nigerian homes and businesses. We must act as a matter of national importance, and we are committed to doing so, to rework and re-engineer the sector for much more effective performance. Workers shall be called upon to play greater roles in supporting the government to attain all of these goals that I've stated. Industrial peace is central to economic stability. Every industrial disruption costs the national economy very dearly in terms of money and man hours that are lost. It is for this reason that I urge all actors in the industrial relations system to be more circumspect and patriotic and ethical in the use of industrial actions as tools for resolving workplace crises and addressing grievances. Industrial actions, because of the huge economic and social costs, must be the last, not the first option for resolving disputes. Comrades, as we join the rest of the world today to celebrate the 2019 International Workers' Day and member states of the International Labour Organization on its centenary anniversary of the ILO, let me commend your resilience, your tenacity and sacrifice, and your commitment in standing up against every form of oppression, exploitation, unfair labor practices, and social injustice, especially the commodification of labor and the violation of the fundamental rights of working people of this country and the world over. Finally, I want to thank you all for the support given to our administration in our first tenure and solicit for the greater support and cooperation of all of our working forces to enable us build a country where our young people will be gainfully employed, there will be security of work and tenure for them, and they will be assured of the protection of their fundamental rights and the fundamental rights of all working people in our country. I wish you all a very happy Workers' Day. Long live the International Labour Organization.
Long live.
Long live Nigerian workers.
Long live.
Long live the Nigerian Labour Congress.
Long live. Long live.
Thank you very much.
Very, very, very.